Do y'all communicate?
I've texted with him recently.
Okay, what'd you say?
Yeah, I was just looking. I've been looking for him.
Oh, you have been?
Yeah, absolutely.
Being a celebrity sometimes comes with, like, everybody wants to be successful in a celebrity and stuff like that, but it comes with, you know, bullshit sometimes, and, you know, that's the only thing that I hate about it.
All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. Any of them, all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
No matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on...
Say what now? Not Terrence Howard teaming up with Taraji P, Henson and Katt Williams to expose Will Smith and Diddy for allegedly turning Bryshere Gray out. If you haven't seen any of Bryshere's videos on Twitter, you should count yourself lucky, because I came across them the other day, and I still haven't recovered. Bryshere went from being one of the most promising actors in Hollywood to becoming an adult film star, and this didn't happen by accident. Rumors suggest it was all planned from the time he was handed over to Will Smith and Diddy for mentorship when he was just 17. And what's even worse, his mother, Andrea, allegedly knew about it. Some claim she was the one who sold him out. Apparently, this is why Taraji and Terrence couldn't save him. They couldn't go to his mother for help because she was allegedly benefiting from it financially.
Say, Andy, I'm talking about Bryshere's mom. I'ma kick you in your and I'm gonna go to work North Philly style. Fuck you and Charlie. You happy now? He's a gay star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell. I hope that new husband of yours leaves you. And maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life, and what you had to do with it. You CI. I'm sorry.
Okay, so for those of you who are somehow out of the loop about what happened to Bryshere Gray, it all goes back to that shady, and frankly unnecessary, mentorship that his mother and his then manager, Charlie Mack, set up for him with Diddy and Will Smith. At the time, Bryshere was just starting to blow up in Hollywood for his role as Hakeem on Empire, alongside Taraji P, Henson and Terrence Howard. So naturally, this mentorship meant a lot to him. But as I mentioned earlier, it was allegedly just a setup to exploit him. There was no real mentorship, just parties, alleged misconduct, and substance abuse that reportedly broke his spirit. What's even more concerning is that, even before Bryshere, Diddy had already faced accusations involving other male artists in the industry, including Usher, Justin Bieber, and YK Osiris. That alone should have been enough for the adults around Bryshere to keep him far away from that situation. But since they were allegedly aware, or even involved, no one stepped in to protect him. In fact, around that same time, Diddy was reportedly under investigation over allegations involving inappropriate relationships with underage boys. The warning signs weren't subtle, they were obvious, and according to Jaguar Wright, Will Smith didn't just allegedly mistreat Bryshere, she also claimed he behaved inappropriately toward his own son, Jaden Smith. She suggested that this was why Jaden left home at such a young age, saying he was tired of the situation.
Bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills. Bryshere Gray left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
Doing things to boys and did stuff to your son, and you ain't do shit about it. Bilal told me everything.
Their good friend who
Bilal told me. Jada. He told me that you knew Will was f***ing your child. Yes, he did. Wonder why he left that out of his Tasha K interview.
Yeah, in that interview, he said a lot. He said a lot.
He said everything but the thing that was important. That he know that Will Smith, Jaden, he Bryshere and he Meek Mills, and you know it, Bilal. Now I don't give no how far in the desert you run. You'll go from a Philly nigga to a sand, but they'll still get you.
He's Philly though, Jay. It's Philly.
You know, he Meek Milk. As far as I'm concerned, he Meek Milk. I ain't calling him Mill no more. That's milk. That's Meek Milk. Added to the honeycomb. You got a meal.
So you believe the Dwayne Martin story that could have happened?
Of course, everybody.
Now, since all this demonic mess was happening while Bryshere was still on Empire, his co-stars Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson got to witness the effects of it wearing him down in real time. But, as I said, there was really nothing they could do aside from offering their advice. Normally, this is the kind of situation you report to the victim's parents, but what can you do when the parent in question is allegedly involved? It's not like they could run to the police either, since they didn't have concrete proof. All they knew was that something wasn't right. In fact, after Bryshere fully fell off, they tried reaching out to him several times to offer help, but even contacting him was a challenge. Jesse Smollett revealed in an interview with Candy Burris that they had been searching for him since the show ended to get him some assistance. Oh, and remember that rant Taraji did against industry executives back in 2024? Apparently, it was also influenced by what she witnessed happening to Bryshere Gray.
Do y'all communicate?
I've texted with him recently.
Okay, what'd you say?
Yeah, I've been looking for him.
Oh, you have been?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, that was my brother for 5 years, and I didn't take that lightly. I don't take brotherhood, lightly, because I'm so close to my blood brothers, so I see what my brother is going through, and I have consistently reached out to make sure that he knows that he's got a place, and reached out to, family and stuff like that. But I also think that I've been through my own troubles.
Right.
And I've seen people go on and talk about me and my troubles when I would rather that they didn't. And so what I will say about him is that I love that brother, and I think that he has a beautiful heart.
I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired. And I'm just supposed to smile and grin and bear it and just keep, enough is enough.
But it gets worse. Terrence Howard actually revealed a while back that, around the same time Diddy was allegedly exploiting Bryshere, he also tried to make advances toward him, but Bryshere put him in his place very quickly. Terrence also stated in that same interview that Bryshere's manhood was reportedly taken from him by Diddy and his associates.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f*** you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So
now, even though Terrence Howard didn't explicitly call Bryshere out by name, it wasn't hard for people to connect the dots, especially since, when Bryshere was allegedly being mistreated by Will Smith and Diddy, Terrence had made similar comments alluding to men in the industry being exploited by their mentors to succeed. He said, and I quote, "Everything is androgynous. The more successful men now are the effeminate. The man has been demonized. With the new formula, most men are made to be effeminate and not have their power or sense of strength. They allow white men to be strong, but when it's black men, it's seen as a threat." And just when we thought things couldn't get any worse, Will Smith's former best friend and personal assistant, Brother Bao, stepped forward and confirmed the allegations that Taraji and Terrence had made. He claimed that during his time as Will's assistant, Bryshere followed him and Will to Chicago on a trip. One night, when Will wasn't around, Bryshere reportedly broke down after taking multiple substances and admitted that he had allegedly been violated by Will and Diddy. Bao also stated that Bryshere initially thought Bao himself was involved, even though he wasn't.
You hold them down because he was like, Charlie Mack is not going to be able to be there because him and Charlie had something else going on. I arrived in Chicago for Empire. It's a damn mess. It's no other way to put it. This dude is going crazy, right? He's out there allegedly with male prostitutes. He's pissing in the trailer. He's acting psychotic, right?
The same thing he's doing now.
Beyond that. But this is why a show is going on. I pulled him to the side. I said, listen, I'm here to help you and so forth and so on. So he was like, all right, I feel that. He said, everybody on the set know you. Everybody seem like they love you. Okay. I want to love you because everybody else love you. I said, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But he kept acting up. And then one day I said, what the F is wrong with you? And he was like, you know. He said, you know Will me. You know Diddy made me suck his. You know what's going on. You know Charlie made me suck. And I said, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. So he crying, no blood is coming from his nose. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I'm like, yo, listen.
And when it comes to Katt Williams, he also didn't explicitly mention Bryshere, but he revealed that older men in the industry had made advances toward him, similar to what Bryshere allegedly experienced. If you remember, he gave a wild interview with Shannon Sharpe back in 2024, where he shared a lot of details. He said that when he was new in the industry, Harvey Weinstein tried to coerce him into a sexual situation in exchange for a movie role, and warned him never to pull that move on him again.
They canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, there's 3 other black guys on there. Woo. Huh.
So you wonder what they need to do?
I told him no. What y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down.
Baby, people had always suspected that Bryshere was being exploited. But after the revelations from Taraji, Terrence, and Katt, it's no longer just a rumor. It seems like there's real truth to it. That said, until Bryshere himself comes forward, we really can't say much for sure. In the meantime, he's active on X interacting with others, and people have plenty to say. One person commented that yes, he needed guidance. Straight men in Hollywood should mentor younger actors, teaching them who and what to avoid. They should help them understand not to be so hungry for fame that they compromise their morals and integrity. It's one thing to be homosexual, but forcing that on naive, straight, young men is deplorable. Be cautious of those who offer drugs, alcohol, and wild parties under the guise of mentorship. Seek out mentors who actually teach the business, give acting pointers, and then encourage you to go home and stay away from toxic environments. It's infuriating to think about how Justin Bieber, Bryshere Gray, and countless other young boys and girls may have been negatively affected. Another person said, his mind has been controlled by these bosses for so long that they put just enough substances in his system to completely ruin his thinking and affect his entire mindset. It's what they put in the food, drinks, and environment that most people can't handle without professional care. Now, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Terrence, Taraji, and Katt coming together to expose Diddy and Will Smith's alleged crimes? And do you think Bryshere will one day come forward to tell the world what really happened? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.